Hey guys, welcome to this episode of Consult the Blind Guy. Today's episode we're going to cover 10 things not to say or do to the blind people. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on more videos like this one and more. If you're coming back to the channel, thanks for watching.
Disappointed by reality, trying to come back, start something new, build up yourself, it's all to you. Stay strong no matter what they say, you keep getting better every day. Hold your head up, never gonna stop, fears and proud, stand up and shout. Stand my ground.
Number 1. Don't ignore them. Seriously. You know how annoying that is when you go to say something to somebody and they ignore you? Or just fluff it off as if they didn't hear it? Number 1. Very irritating. Number 2. Don't ask us how many fingers you're holding up. We're not going to be able to tell you. Seriously. And I can't stress this enough. Seriously. Don't do it. Number 3. Don't touch or grab them without permission. In some cases, depending on the person, you could get backhanded, you could get punched, you might get hit with a cane. Attempt at your own risk. Number 4. Don't touch or grab their cane. That is definitely, like the last one, practically going to guarantee you get hit. Number 5. Don't assume they're deaf. Just because they have a visual impairment does not mean that they're hearing impaired. Can hear just fine. You know, the old saying goes, blind as a bat. Well, that's because they use their ears to hear. And hear gives a mental visual of what's in front of them. Just saying. We're not deaf. Though there are some people who are blind and deaf. We're not all blind and deaf. So just talk to us normal. Number 6. Don't mess with their food. Leave it be. If you're helping them, tell them about where it is, what it is, and that good thing. But it's not funny when you tell them it's one way and it's another. Or you think it's funny to grab something and pull it away. No, not funny. Number 7, one of my particular favorites. Don't start a conversation and then walk away in the middle of the conversation. It's very irritating to be in the middle of a conversation, in the middle of a sentence, to you that you were participating in, and then find out that at some point while you're talking that you walk away. There's times when people do this, including my own family. I would love to smack my cane across them so many times because we're having an important conversation, or what I would perceive as an important conversation, and then they walk away. Don't do it. Because every time you do that, it's gonna irritate them. And when you irritate them repeatedly with this kind of infraction, you're gonna make it to where they're less likely to communicate with you. Hence why I don't talk to some of my own relatives. You walk away from me? Well, I'm not gonna keep attempting to talk to you. If it's not important enough when I feel it's important to say things to you and you feel it's alright to just walk away mid-sentence, that's on you. Don't expect an effort after that. Number 8. Don't just start helping without being asked. That's very irritating. We're not incapable of doing everything. We are, for the most part, independent individuals. We might need a little bit of occasional help here and there, reading things, seeing something off in the distance so we know we ain't gonna hit it while we're walking, or locating a chair, or whatever. Little bits of help here and there, okay. But don't automatically assume and do without being asked. Ask them if they want to be helped, or ask if they need help. Because if you just automatically do it, 9 chances out of 10 you're going to irritate them, for 1. For 2, you're limiting their independence by not allowing them to attempt the experience on their own. This is how we build ourselves into being capable of being independent. Is we need to try doing things on our own without help. Let us determine when we need help, not you. Number 9. Don't talk to the person next to me as if I'm not here when I'm at a restaurant or wherever. If I'm out in public, or a blind person is out in public, you do not communicate to the person they are with as if you want to talk to the person that's blind. They can hear, they can talk for themselves. Just saying. That is more annoying than people asking us if it's offensive to be called blind, or what politically correct term it is for blind. Blind. You doing the middleman thing, asking somebody else questions that we can answer ourselves, it's just, that is disrespect, in my opinion. Because if you had respect for the person that has the disability, you would talk to the person rather than going and third-partying it to somebody that's with them because they have sight. Just because we can't see doesn't mean we can't communicate. Trust me, we can communicate well. Number 10. Don't assume that you know how we feel or what we can see. Everybody has a different level of blindness, and everybody has a different way of dealing with our sight loss. We are just like everybody else, with the exception of a visual impairment. Whether we're 100% blind or whether we're legally blind, it does not matter. We have the same feelings that everybody else has. So to assume you know exactly how we feel at any particular moment about what we deal with on a daily basis, trust me, you have no clue. You might think it's just willy-nilly simple stuff. In your eyes it might be, but ours, it's a completely different ballgame. Number 11, bonus for this one. Don't assume that a blind person like myself is faking because we wear glasses. Now that I have taken these off, I can't see anything in front of me. Nothing. It's all fuzz and blur color. That's it. I can't see shit. Sorry for the language, but I can't see a damn thing. Now, when I put these back on, it doesn't so much improve the long distance or even the up close. All it does is take all this blur away. That's it. Blur. Unfortunately, I have two different depth perceptions, and one eye has a little bit more sight than this eye, because I only have 1% of sight in here, and I have just under 10% or even more now because it's been a couple years since I've gone in. But there's no correcting this stuff. Last time I went to an appointment, they said I have one more shot at one pair of these to help with the blurriness. After that, I can't even use these. And when that day comes, these videos, hopefully I'll have a partner by then to assist in doing things. Otherwise, it won't be as a good a quality. I'm sorry to say, I don't want it to be that way, but I'm just giving you a heads up now, just so you know. I am legally blind, and I'm doing my best to make these videos as high quality as I possibly can with my eyesight in this condition. Because I do not have anybody that can assist me with recording these videos, editing these videos, and uploading these videos. 9 chances out of 10, I get excuses. And excuses don't get these projects done. So I have to do it on my own. Which unfortunately is how I've had to do 90% of my life. On my own. I say 90% because there's my childhood years where I had a little bit more sight and I had elders and some relatives around who would help me a lot more. Now that I'm older, I am expected to do everything as much as possible on my own because everybody feels that though I'm blind, I should be able to do it. And this is an issue that a lot of us deal with, is we could need help, but people don't want to give the help because they see glasses. They assume we're faking. No. I assure you, I am not faking. And it irritates the hell out of me every day. I do my best to deal with it in a positive way, but it doesn't always end up that way. We all have our bad days just like everybody else. And because I deal with a never-ending downgrading of my sight every day, it gets a little bit harder to deal with sometimes. So just note that somebody can fake being blind, but those that are faking it will have telltale signs that they're faking it. Those who are blind and visually impaired, who are actually visually impaired and blind, you'll be able to tell the difference. I'm sure you've noticed if you've watched any of my previous videos how my eyes move, how they twitch, and how they drift. I will do my best in a future episode to give you a simulation of what it's like to see through my kind of eyesight. I know there are some simulation glasses out there, but I don't know if there's one specifically set up for how my eyes are. And if not, I will do my best to create something with somebody to give you kind of an idea more so you can actually experience it yourself of what I see compared to just hearing an explanation. Anyway, thanks for watching Consult the Blind Guy, guys. I appreciate it. Don't forget to give a like to this video. Hit subscribe and the bell icon to stay updated on the latest videos and more from this channel. Don't forget to check down in the description for links to my Facebook page, other channels here on YouTube, and merch available on Teespring. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.